Welcome to the unique world of Lockerbie learning. Do come in, we have lots to share. As many of you know, we invited you into Lockerbie on Saturday the 21st of March for a presentation on careers of the future and what's next for your child after CXC. The situation has now meant that we have moved Lockerbie learning to 100% online, so I'm here to share what you would have received in person. If you look at our screen, we have a presentation which we will send to you and we'll post on our Facebook page and on our Lockerbie College YouTube account what we are doing internally at Lockerbie College to help your children decide what journey they're going to start on after their CXCs or possibly CAPEs are completed. On this screen you will see the kind of teachers we have and the relationships they have with their students. We also show the length of time they've been teaching and the subjects they've been teaching. The one thing at Lockerbie is that everybody teaches their subject of specialty. The pictures on the screen now show what we're going to get to, which is the careers of the future, because this is going to inform and impact your children in what they decide to do after CXC. So all of these photos you're going to see on our boards, and I'm going to be going through with you the stickers that accompany them on the boards we have scattered throughout Lockerbie when we talk about what's next for your child. Part of what we offer at Lockerbie College is guidance on careers of the future. That involves a lot of research on our part and helping kids to research on their part. So this is what I'm going to be sharing with you now. This is our first board of 3 that we have displayed throughout Lockerbie College. Now, on each of these pictures, which names at the bottom a career of the future, I'd like to add a couple of things here. The first one is that some of these careers are already taking place, some are in their infancy, and some of them are coming pretty quickly. The theoretical physicists predict that 85% of the university courses that will be offered in the year 2050 have not yet been created. So that gives you an idea of what's coming on stream. So that's the world that we have to prepare for, because the students who we are teaching now, they're going to be changing careers on average 14 times. That's what the theoretical physicists are predicting. So we have to try and give them as wide a skill set as possible. You'll also see on these stickers, one of them will say English. But I want you to keep in mind that English doesn't just mean the language English. It means human communication. So instead of putting on communication, which of course CAPE and A-level students would understand, we have put English for those students who are in early secondary school and in 4th and 5th form, so they could understand the importance of a core subject like English. We have also put photos and careers at random. We have some that follow quite closely one to the other, but a lot of them are at random, because the students who are seeing them, we may not, it makes no sense putting a batch of science subjects together and a batch of art subjects together, because one thing we do know about our Zennials is that they have huge multi-potentialite capabilities, and therefore we need to show them all the options at one time, and we don't want them to just zone in on I'm a science person, so this is what I'm looking at. We want them to think broader and outside of the box. In fact, we want them to have no box at all. So if you look on this board, you will see down at the bottom here, Smart Green City Architect. There's an architect that your children need to Google called Stefano Belleri, and he has already been designing green cities of the future. I believe that by the year 2025, there's several cities that will have green buildings. I know for a fact now that in Singapore, any building that's being created must have, I think it's 20% green space involved in the architectural design. So architecture is no longer just technical drawing and physics and mathematics. It now involves geography and agricultural science and biology and so on. A lot of crops are going to be grown on buildings in the future. We're striving to keep our cities cleaner, and this is a career that's already started. Now, not every picture has all the subjects you'll need, because then we would have been inundated with stickers. The other thing is, I want you to bear in mind that almost everything here has a business and economics component, because where there's a product, you have to understand how to market it, how to get people to find you, and how you go out and find people. So this is just a snapshot. Another thing that I would like you to look at is this one, which is very interesting, interspecies psychology. Now, a lot of people have said to me, oh, that's not going to happen for a long, long time. It's not going to happen in my lifetime. Well, it is happening. May not be in this romantic rendering that you see here, but Japan has one of the oldest aging populations in the world. And what they've done is they have had to fast track nurses who look like humanoids because they have to care for this aging population. In a medical context, there is going to be interspecies communication. And of course, as we know with all things computer, the computer only spits out what you put in. So if you want a humanoid or a robot to have feelings, you have to plug in what feelings at this point you want them to have. Things may change. But interspecies psychologist is not as far off as you may think. Legal adjudicator is another one. As we know, you can go online now and you can write your own will. There's certain criteria which you have to fulfill in different countries to ensure that it's legal and it's registered. A legal adjudicator, which takes the law and applies it objectively, might be something that happens quicker than you think. Things are moving pretty exponentially right now, so a lot of these careers are going to be sooner rather than later. Virtual holiday designer, we're already seeing quite a lot on VR goggles. We had a demonstration here at Lockerbie about 2 terms ago where a VR company here in Barbados said, hey, would you like to teach history using VR so that your kids can put on the goggles and see what ancient Mesopotamia looked like? It was really interesting. So already there are virtual holiday designers working to create virtual worlds. As we know, the environmental impact of international travel, plus the situation that we're dealing with now is stymieing international travel and predicting that some airlines may even go out of business. So virtual holiday design has now come to the fore with that. Now, for those of you whose kids love being on a computer, and I've heard a lot of parents say my child's very, very good on a computer, being able to use Instagram or to use WhatsApp or Snapchat or Twitter or whatever doesn't constitute being good on a computer. What we're talking about here is their ability to code, to learn the languages of coding, their ability to program, because they're the skills that we're going to need for most of these things that you see here. I ran out of computer science stickers, but basically everything is going to require computer science.